Let me just tweet it out here so everybody join in. 1 second, please. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good, 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 good. Oh, why is it doing that? There we go. Ah! Hold on. Okay, cool. Good, good, good. All right. Well, I hope everybody had a great trading day today. And what a day today. So, kind of a wild Wednesday, right? So, wonderful, wild, wacky Wednesday. So, anyway, guys, cool stuff. We're going to talk about all that in a little bit here. Today, we're continuing our series here on, anyway, guys, on Could This Be a Triangle is today's topic. So could it be a triangle? We'll see. We'll see how that looks here. But before we get started, everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice. So please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good, good, good. All right. So what we're going to do is first is we're going to take a look and see where we left off with the market here today, and then we're going to take a look at the futures and see what we're up to or down to here this evening. What might be setting up going into tomorrow, and then we'll go through the topic, and then we'll take questions and chart requests. So let's get started. All right, guys. So SPX. Whew. It's been a couple wild moves here today. Today was pretty choppy, but we ended up getting a move at the end of the day. So again, they didn't let us down there, and in fact, they kind of rallied it up. So we ended up 17 points today, but that was not without being up overnight and then down overnight and then down this morning, and then a huge reversal back up here to turn the monthly chart green off of last month's bearish engulfing candle. Weekly chart, we were hanging out in last week's lower shadow, which is kind of dangerous, right? Because we take out those lows again. Right? There's another chance that we could test that 4230 area. Came right back above that 4,300, hung out in the 4,300 area for a while, and this is the reason that we hung out in that 4,300 area for a while is because we spent a lot of time there. We didn't spend a lot of time there the last couple days. That's why we have those lower shadows, and that's all part of our futures game plan that we put in the bubble report, our market profile. So really cool stuff there. But daily chart, guys. Today's the first day we closed over the ADMA in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. So a whole week we've been below the ADMA, right? And some wild moves, right? We've had like a inverse hot dog pattern, doji sandwich down. So we'll see if we can hold here above the ADMA, right, going into tomorrow. So it's going to be very important because we've got a special count that we want to look at here tonight, which we'll look at here in a little bit. And I'll tell you guys, I couldn't have planned this week any better in terms of these wave counts for giving us an opportunity to talk about so many different type of corrective patterns in 1 week. Like this, literally every day has been a new corrective pattern and has just been setting up kind of beautifully, right? And has morphed into the next one, which is pretty cool. So we'll take a look at those in a little bit. In the meantime, in between time, S&P futures, let's see what we got going on here this evening. We're up about 11 points right now. They're trying to push it up over here through the signal zone, right? We got to the yesterday's highs, if you could believe it, all the way back up there today through this geometric level breakout today, which was pretty impressive. This is one of the areas that we like today and pointed out long opportunity here. Pulled back a little bit right here, but not too bad, right? Ended up kind of reversing back off of it, and then they were saying they're going to extend the debt ceiling limitation until Christmas time or something like that. So the Treasury has enough money to keep printing. So we'll see how that goes. So pretty cool stuff there. But we're up about 10 points right now. We have pulled back off of the overnight highs so far. A couple of the levels that we want to track now going into tomorrow, right, are a couple lower geometric lines, right? So we want to check out this, right? And then we definitely want to check out, that already got taken out, that got taken out, that got taken out. So that's really kind of the main one right now. We can look at a minor geo right here and just kind of see how that holds, and then we'll see where that takes us going into tomorrow. So good stuff. That gives us a little bit of a plan. Again, if we break down below this level, we break down below the zone right here and start to go red and open red, that's going to help with this triangle situation in which we're about to look at right now. So cool stuff. So again, here's the topic here for this evening, guys. Again, could this be did I say that right? And triangle? I meant a triangle. Goodness gracious, I need to fix that. So give me 1 second here. Let me do that in the background. Or that's yeah. If you use the same template, so yeah. Let's get our let's get our indefinite. All right, here we go. There we go. Make sure I've got that there. Yeah, so I meant a triangle. So we'll fix that. We'll fix that for later. Give me 1 second. Let me actually do that right here. Folder here. There. We'll get that cleaned up here. We'll get our grammar cleaned up here in a second. There it is. Cool. We got that fixed. We're good. We're back to being grammatically correct. Okay, so good. So good stuff. So could this be a triangle? So anyway, good stuff. So what are we talking about here? What do we mean by a triangle? Have we been talking about? Well, anybody who's been here all week this week, right, has seen our Elliott Wave count, right? So this is what we've been tracking here this week, and again, this is served to help educationally, with Elliott Wave and what's been going on here, and also how we look at it practically intraday, where we look for setups, right? So once again, guys, real quick here, I'm just going to kind of show you this in the downtrend here this time. Elliott Wave, right, is 5 waves: wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4. Let's put wave 4 right there. Wave 5. Okay, so what are the rules of Elliott Wave, guys? The first rule of Elliott Wave, right? Wave 2, it doesn't go past the start of wave 1. Okay, so that's a clear. Second one. Wave 3 is not the shortest wave. We're not the shortest wave right here. This one is definitely shorter than this one. And rule 3, wave 4 doesn't go past the end of wave 1. Okay, so we've hit all the rules, so this is a valid Elliott wave. So what are these guys? What are these pullbacks called? Those are called corrective waves, right? What are these ones called? They're called impulsive waves or motive waves. Okay, so the corrective waves are pretty much what we've been focusing on this week, because we've been kind of in this corrective pattern in this downtrend that we're seeing here in the market, right? We're starting to move up, right? We had an up moving day, so that would be a corrective wave as far as we know. Or it could be that this wave is done and it's the start of a fresh impulsive wave, right? It was definitely had some impulsive action at the end of the day, but don't forget, corrective waves end in impulsive waves too. So that makes it a little bit interesting, right? So what are the different types of impulsive waves that we can have, right? Well, the first one we could have is a flat, right? So a flat is just an ABC pattern. It's a 3-3-5, right? So that ends with that. So we talked about 2 different types of flats, right? There's a regular flat, right? Then there's the flat that where B goes past wave A, and then C goes past the end of wave A, right? And so that is an expanded flat. And then yesterday we looked at the possibility of a running flat where it's the same move, except it doesn't go all the way past it, right? And ends up working its way here. So all these would work their way right down. And so so those are those corrective waves right there. So so there's a flat. The other thing is a zigzag, right, which is originally how we thought things were going to go going into this week, and we just really didn't get that. And then the third corrective wave, right, other than a complex correction, was a combination of those, right, is a triangle, right? And where do triangles appear? Triangles appear in wave 4 or wave B, right? And so so a triangle corrective pattern, right, is your A, B, C, D, E, boom, breakdown, right? So this is coming from a downtrend, right? So there's your triangle breakdown, wave 4, right? So that's your wave 3 move, wave 4 triangle, and then down, okay? So that's what we're tracking this week. So that's what we're tracking here today. So the real question is today's move a triangle? So let's take a look. I accidentally duplicated that. Remove that. Let me just clean this up a little bit. So we're not like running here on the daily SPX chart in a couple weeks or a couple months. We're like, what are these lines? Are these trend lines? Anyway, so a move up here. All right, let's take a look here at the wave count. So you can see here we were originally tracking this as a possibility of an impulsive wave. You see, I kind of drew a couple lines on here today in the group today, which gave us a nice move. Nice gap down, right? This is kind of what we were expecting. And what we were expecting going into today was what? We were expecting a gap down. We weren't thinking we were going to gap down this much and push down this much. It was a lot more than I thought, because we were down like 50 points this morning. And then a retrace up for a wave 2, and then a larger wave 3 down. Well, look at this. This actually serves as possibly 2 setups in one, 2 bearish setups in one, because we still have the ABC, right? And this could be a 1-2 type move right here for the wave E, or it could be a wave D and a wave E, and there's your triangle, right? So you kind of get, now triangles are normally a little bit bigger than this, so that's why I'm kind of leaning towards it just still being the running flat, and then we'll see if we get any more impulsive downside action. But we definitely want to lose this geometric line right here. We definitely want to lose the 4,300 level, right? And then we definitely want to stay below, right? We want to try not to gap up tomorrow, right? So so we really want to keep an eye on these futures tonight. And right now they're already down to $8. They're already down $8 up to, they're only up $8. They were up like 15 earlier, right? So again, if we open kind of flattish, or if we gap down tomorrow, that could imply that we're going to start to see, another fresh wave down going in tomorrow, and we could see some bearish price action, right? So either way, however you want to slice it and dice it, it could be a triangle, and like I said, triangle would still put us in a wave 4 move, which is very possible, right? So or a wave B, or like we said, this could be an ABC, and this is a this is a there's your A, your B, your C, and this is a 1, and this is a 2, and then we're going to start wave 3 down. I'm still kind of leaning towards that, but we'll see how this ends up playing out tomorrow if it gives us a nice finish to it. Again, it's a little tight to be a triangle, but again, there's been a lot of kind of guideline breakers here this week with some pretty sharp moves on wave A's that looked like zigzags, things like that. So kind of is what it is, but it definitely keeps us on our toes, and it definitely gives us something to look at going this week and gives us context as we go into the day, right, for movement, right? And so today we actually expected bullish price action, right? Just from our conversation last night, we were expecting this wave 2 move up. We thought it'd be a little bit choppier. I didn't think would be as impulsive as it was. I also thought it was going to start earlier, right? I thought we were going to be a little bit more bullish here at the open, but we really just kind of chopped around for a while. But that is corrective wave material, right? And then we broke out of that triangle right there. We got to move. They faded the gap, and it just all just kind of played out technically very nicely today. So we expected this move up, right? So now we're kind of expecting, another move down as long as we don't take out, a couple of, a lot of these levels right here. We can still overshoot a triangle, right? That's not invalid, but it wouldn't be a wave 2 if it overshot wave 1, right? Because that's a rule breaker. Okay, so cool. Well, hopefully you guys found that helpful. At this point now, if anybody's got any questions or chart requests, please feel free to plug those in the chat window. We'll get through as many as we can, try to wrap as early as possible so we can all get a good night's sleep and have another awesome trading day tomorrow. So good stuff. So Shirley sent a few in via email. Shirley, hope you're doing great out there. Let me grab a sip of water here real quick. Woo! Oh, goodness, that water tastes so good. I'd say it's still hot and humid here. But anyway, X does not mark the spot, right? But X did hit our 15-hour radar today. Why? Goldman Sachs downgraded it this morning, right? So affected a lot of other metal names. So that gave us a nice 15-hour move here today, right? Look at that beautiful breakdown here out of your 15-hour range, and then you got a nice push down here today for a trade, right? So a nice move right there, and lost a couple key levels. So also invalidated any bullish wave counts that we were thinking, right? Because this looked like a 1, 2, and might have been starting wave 3, but they Goldman Sachs kind of took that out of the equation. Sometimes they read the bubble report and they try to work against it, right? But most of the time they try to go for it. Most of these analysts try to go for it, right? So some good stuff there. We got SDC on the radar. Again, beautiful move here today. Very, very strong candle. Good one yesterday, closing over the 80-day and the 50-day moving average. So nice follow through the upside. DOCS with the inside day up. Beautiful day today on that one. Marvel, big candle today on this one, guys. This almost hit the 15-hour radar. The only reason it didn't, because this is a tough name to trade, but they had like a little investor day today thing going on as well. So that ended up kind of moving today and giving us some pretty good price action right here. A little bit sloppy at the open, but then you got this big volume right here, and you got some nice follow through the upside. They were trying to push that one, and it really came up to these pivot levels nicely. Just left it with an upper shadow off of it, which makes it a little bit tough. A close above it would have been super strong. But anyway, good stuff there. And then Tilray, let's take a look. So Tilray, earnings tomorrow morning, right? However they like to do earnings. I don't know if they report by money or report by bushels of pot grown or whatever the case is. But under the 80 MA, it was kind of getting perky yesterday. So again, it's all about the report tomorrow and see where it goes. ACB, by the way, was kind of interesting with an inside day today and has been strong the last couple days. So if Tilray is strong, keep an eye on ACB as a potential sympathy trade. So another one to look at there. So good stuff. OTA sent a few in via Twitter. So we've got Netflix on the radar. Inside day at the upper end of the range today. Pretty bullish on this one, especially if it breaks out through the inside day high and the all-time high. Could still kind of keep this thing going right here with this move. A really crazy invalidation move of the bearish engulfing candle from the other day, and just a big push up right here. So again, another push up. Wouldn't be surprised if Netflix kept moving, even though it doesn't make any sense. Right? So it's Netflix. Give us a break. Does anybody even watch this thing? But is what it is. We did have a little bit of a down move this morning, then they reversed it back up with the rest of the market. mRNA, pretty interesting stuff here. Right? So nice bearish candle right here. I love it. Would love to see this thing work its way down to the 200-day moving average and ultimately to zero. And yeah, kind of an evening star type reversal. The only thing with an evening star, right, is it concludes an uptrend, right? So we'd have to be moved to really call it an evening star. It's kind of got to work its way up, but it's an evening star like pattern, and we can even call it like a momentum evening star, right? So just kind of evening starred in the middle of a downtrend and then worked its way down here going. So again, let's see if it continues to work its way down. Again, had some nice negative news against it. You got Sweden and Denmark both saying that the side effects are enough where they're not going to give it to young people, right? So so we'll see if any more of that type of news starts to come out and affects it further, right? You've got an open gap below, and you got the 200-day moving average. So definitely another one to keep an eye on there. And good stuff. Yeah, really appreciate it, OTAS. And then bullish bearish trades. What's going on? Good to see you. You got Google on the radar, or Goog rather. I trade Google. Well, I don't really trade either of them anymore because they're both nuts, and there's no volume on the options. But when it moves, it moves. You can catch a good swing on it. It can go. This is a nice close above the 80 MA today, but low volume, right? So a little bit of caution off of that one. Facebook, you had your inside day, and guys, we called this one out in the group today. We pointed this, illustrated illustrated this in the group today. Inside day tactics we've talked about. We've done videos here, guys. If you fail to take that inside day down, right, look for a move to 50% of that range, guys. That almost turned into a double on those options today, and it was a very, very nice move right here. And how did that work? Well, you can look right here, right? We had just on the 15-minute chart, you had a lower shadow, lower shadow, lower shadow, trying to break down below that inside day low, and it couldn't do it. And once it started to get some volume to the upside on the short-term time frames right here, right, nice green candle right here with good volume, right? Look at that move. Very, very, very nice move on Facebook to get through over 50% of the range and ended up moving. So great stuff there. I couldn't close above the inside day range as much as Amazon, which did the exact same thing today. And Amazon did close above there, so there may be some more upside on Amazon. We just have to see how it goes going into tomorrow. But very, very bullish on Amazon. So good stuff there. Apple, let's take a look. Apple, again, another nice push there. Couldn't get over its 80 EMA either. Same with Amazon, but Amazon got room to its 80 EMA, so if it does go through there, it could break through it. Of course, Apple could too if we gap up tomorrow and kind of go from there. Spot with a nice close over its multiple moving averages here, the 50 and the 80 EMA, and working its way up the cloud, so that's looking pretty interesting. And then CRWD, not a huge fan of the upper shadow right here. So at this point now, it's just kind of in the chop zone, right? So we've got that going on. But great stuff, great finds on those today. Good stuff. And the Nest, you got Trip on the radar. Let's take a look. So Trip with a decent green candle here today, but no volume. Piton, okay, not too bad right here. Inside, outside day with increased volume. So again, it looks like it's trying to make a push back to the 80 MA, back over that. Could get Piton going again, so we'll see. Sam, after getting beat up forever under the 80 MA, finally got its basically its first close above it with increasing volume. So let's see if that tries to maybe make a little bit of an earnings run. NetEase, yeah, big move on this one here today. Again, Chinese name, so a little bit of caution there, but back to the 50-day moving average. Watch in case it serves as resistance. DOCN, we got Doc U, we've got Doc S, we've got Doc N, a lot of Doc names, but yeah, DOCN with a nice outside day today, bullish engulfing candle. So back over the 80 bay with increased volume on that one. So let's see if that's ready to get going. Wing, looking pretty weak right there. I'd like to see a little more volume, but I do like how it closed below the daily cloud. Very nice on that one. AVAV, kind of a spinning top right there. It's kind of doing its thing there in the 80 MA. It could be trying to reverse. And then Wix with an interesting hammer candle right there. So see if they try to bounce it off of that. And Trio, what's going on? Going to see it. ONDS. Let's take a look. ONDS with a big outside day today. Let's see if we can push above there again. Kind of a nasty upper shadow, but a big move today from the lows. PD, again, same thing, right? Couldn't take the inside day down, so it tried to work its way up through the inside day range, but ended up with an upper shadow. Again, closing above it would have been a little bit nicer, like Amazon, right? So Big C, pretty nice push right there, back to the 80 MA, but not quite over it. But Roku, back over the 80 MA with increased volume. So Roku might be trying to work its way up here a little bit. It was the most bullish day I've seen on it in a very long time. So it's like, why was Kathy Wood buying here, buying here, buying here? Why doesn't she wait for a decent candle like here, right? So let's see if it works its way up, right? You would have saved you millions and millions of dollars. Anyway, amazing stuff there. So we'll see how that goes. Mitchell, what's going on? Zoom. Yeah, beautiful move here today too. Again, took the inside day down, came back, got back up, faded the gap, and then pushed off of it again. So still kind of bearish on that, right? Just tagged that inside day range. Actually, it tagged our levels from the bubble report right there, right? And then ended up getting an action move. So this was an action name today that gapped below it. And we said this morning, we're like, hey, in the video, see how it handles that level, and if it pushes back off of it, look for some action. And it got it, right? So pretty cool stuff there. Appreciate it, Mitchell. And Tracy, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. NVIDIA on the radar. Decent move right there, not quite over the 80 MA, but still could be strong on that one. Okay, we got looked at Doc S, Doc N, and here's Doc U. And Doc U with a nice close above the 80 MA today. Very, very nice candle on that one. AMD, I really like AMD, guys. It's coming back over the old geometric line. It's one of my favorite names going into tomorrow. I like AMD, I like Amazon. I love how it closed over the 80 MA right here. I love how it closed over the geometric line. I love the increased volume on it. So very, very nice on AMD. Crocs. Decent push there, just couldn't get over the cloud, still below the 80 MA 50-day moving average, so it's just kind of doing its thing right now. So a little bit of a pop after hours, but then back, right back at it. So good stuff there. And then Optimoso, what's going on? I'm going to see Roku. Let's take a look. So Roku, again, I love that candle. Very, very nice move today. Roku's another one of my favorite ones. Upstart, decent candle today too. Increased volume over the 80 MA. Look for a push over today's highs for a little more upside. Javier, what's going on? Riot. Yeah, so Riot, again, not as nice as the Mara move. But, kind of a little bit of a fade there today, but kind of came into some levels right here. But, yeah, keep an eye on it, see if it stays some strength here with Bitcoin, and if it can kind of get going. And what else? And you say, yeah, sorry, so you're tempted to load the boat for Q4. Well, to keep an eye on Bitcoin here, I mean, Bitcoin, I think, can get to 60,000. Guys, we called this out in our Discord at 5 a.m. a couple days ago on this move right here. It was before this move even happened. It was kind of right in this range right here, and I was like, guys, Bitcoin looks like it's working on a harmonic, right? And so originally it was looking like a butterfly to the 1.618, and we got there like in a day. And then it just kept on going. It got over the macro upper trend line right here, and the crab pattern would finish up at the 3.618. So it's getting there pretty quickly, right? Wouldn't be surprised to see 2 days of sideways action and then maybe another push up. But 60,000 looks interesting. So it's possible, right? So it could make a move up there. Maybe Riot will follow its way up here, but watch it. If it chops sideways, pulls back a little bit before going, but once it starts making another push there to 3.618, that would be an interesting target there, and Riot might kind of go along with it too. January 22 is kind of, it's not too far out, but something to keep an eye on there too. Yeah, and could be working on kind of a wave 3, right? If you look at this as kind of your 1, 2, 3, but the harmonic wing was really the big clue on that one. So nice stuff there. And then Amazon, yeah. So Amazon looks really good here today. I love the inside-outside day. I like how we closed over yesterday's highs too. I would like to have seen a little bit more volume on it, but it does have room to the ADMA, so that gives you a little bit of wiggle room if it can get there. And then we want to see if it can push above it, right? So that's really kind of the big ones right there. But yeah, and Shreya CEI. Yeah, so this is another hot name right here. This is kind of a chatter quant type name. Below the 50-day moving average and the 200-day moving average here today. So just got clobbered there over the last couple, but had a really, really big run up for a little bit there. And then BTBT, which one is this? This is the Bit Digital. Yeah, interesting. Same thing, very similar, right? Rejected the upper the cloud on that one, back to the 50-day moving average there too. John Turner, what's going on? Good to see you. FSLY, decent pushback to the 80 man that one here today. Honestly, not surprised to see it. Get a little bit of a rally back up. At Farfetch though, having trouble right here. It could be a doji sandwich working its way down. Pin still below the 80 maybe though. Try to make a push, but not quite there yet. Same with JMI. Hey. DKNG gave a little bit of a push there today and then back in the range, so it's kind of just a harami off of yesterday's inside day. Treat. Still kind of, grinding its way down. And the joint, let's take a look. Joint with another push to the ADMA. Again, no real breakouts on these names. Guys, keep an eye on the name like Uber. It's gonna be on my bullish radar tomorrow. Very, very close to breaking out of this geometric line right here. It was on the bearish radar initially, and it gave us a nice little move down this morning. Quick reversal again, inside day, outside day, and see if we can get any extra volume right here to kind of push over that geometric line. So that's another one to keep an eye on the radar too. But anyway, what's the volume in Tree? I mean, it's Tree, right? So... I mean, you kind of got to look at relatively, right? I mean, there's a little bit in there. It's not really anything major, right? So there's a couple little spikes that have been in here a couple times, but it is kind of increasing a little bit. It might be kind of capitulating a little bit. It's possible they could be loading the boat on it. So again, just wait for some clues, see if we can break above some levels. Get a geometric line on here. Just at least something. Right, it's got a ways to go to get above that. Over the EMA, through this, right, might kind of make a little bit of a move. So something to keep an eye on there. And Twilio. Yeah, I mean, I think you're kind of dwelling on it too much here. I mean, it's lending trade, right? But keep an eye on it and see if it breaks out. Make sure it breaks out of a level, right? No need to guess. And then Twilio with an upper shadow off the 80 MA on that one. It's up a little bit after hours, but see how it goes. But good stuff. All right, guys, awesome. Really appreciate everybody for tuning in this evening. I hope everybody has a great rest of your night. Nice, yeah. Twilio is in the golden zone. From a larger golden zone right here. Yeah, I think Paul was looking at this one too. Let's see, I've got a couple other Fibonacci's on here. Let's see, we got some pretty good stuff on here. So yeah, here. Yeah, so really just above the 786, right? So again, upper shadow off the 8 if you can get strong, get above it, right? It could start to get going right here. You kind of have this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish type move, ABC golden zone, and then let's even get over the 80 and kind of get going. But it could still go sideways for a little bit, and it might wait until after earnings. So we'll see how it goes today. So good stuff. All right, guys. Well, I really appreciate everybody for tuning in today, and we'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning right here on YouTube for the Good Morning Market Prep video. And thanks again, everybody, for being here for the requests and for the questions. Hope everybody has a good one. Stay healthy out there, and remember your risk first and stay safe so you can stay in the game. And we'll talk to you guys